God's love for humanity, for all of her creations, is way beyond your ability to comprehend or envision because it is infinite. Mother, Father, God, Source, love is infinite, meaning that there is nothing beyond it. It is the state, the only state of existence that all that is consciously aware inhabits eternally. Living as limited beings in form that make no sense at all, because everywhere in your lives you constantly experience limitation in one form or another, it appears to be a permanent aspect of the dream or illusion, and it is. Even if, while in form, it seems that you have moved through it or beyond it, you meet yet another one. However, in reality, in the eternal presence of God, there are no limits. There is just boundless infinity in which all express their infinite creative abilities in a state of constant joy. This is what Mother, Father, God is, an infinite and ever ongoing and outgoing expression of love embracing all of her creations. Embraced by love, you are love, each and every one without any exceptions. Within the illusion, however, it often seems to you that love/God cannot be present. Otherwise, how could there be so much hatred, conflict, pain and suffering all across the world? As you look back into the depths of recorded history, it seems that you see only more of the same. It seems open-ended, in fact endless. Yet deep within yourselves you do sense or feel that there must be a God of love, and even if you choose not acknowledge that possibility, the vast majority of you spend an incredible amount of time seeking love, because of your deep inner knowing that there is nothing else, and you are extremely tired of being separated from it. When you do encounter love for the first time in a relationship, it blows your mind, because it is way beyond anything you might have imagined. And then, maybe, someone betrays you. That likely leads you into a state of mistrust and resentment. Nevertheless, despite the pain you have suffered, you continue to seek love because you are love, and that is what is missing in the state of separation you experience as a human being in form. Even when you are in love, you have a sense that there is far more to it than you are actually experiencing, however beautiful and all-consuming it may be. Reality is love expressing itself limitlessly and eternally, and that is what you are all seeking, limitless love for yourselves, and within the limitations of your lives in form it appears to be unattainable. This is because you have closed down your awareness of the fact that it is what you are. You have no need to seek it outside yourselves, in others, or in the world, because it is within you in its utter magnificence, in every moment of your lives. All you need to do is to accept that it is who you are, and then offer it freely in every interaction with others, even if your sense of doing that is doubt-filled. When you do offer only love, you will find yourselves receiving it as well as offering it, because it is in a constant state of flow in infinite directions. When you choose not to offer it, you very effectively block its constant flow through you, and you then feel unloved and unlovable. Therefore, allow yourselves to believe that love is your nature, in spite of your doubts, and the more consistently you can do just this, the more you will experience the feeling of loving and being loved until that belief falls away, taking your doubts with it. When that happens, and it will, you will find instead that you know that you are loved because you can feel it, and that there is nothing else that you could be, and that there is nothing else that you desire or need because it is what you are, eternally. You and your Father are one, you always have been, and you always will be. So just cease blocking love's flow due to your doubts and fears, and allow, you have and always will have free will, yourselves to know and honor your true nature as one with God. When you do just that, your whole life experience will change miraculously, your negative self-judgments and any sense of unworthiness will fall away, and you will find that you no longer need to compare yourselves to others because you totally and utterly accept yourselves just as you are. It is true that in and of themselves human beings have faults and make mistakes. It is an aspect of being human and following the guidance of your egos which are forever encouraging you to believe that your emotions are valid and justified because they are who you are. But emotions are just emotions, and you can and will learn to question them as they arise, rather than acting on them as though they were who you are, your identity. Emotions will arise as long as you are in form, but they are not who you are any more than is the pain you feel when you injure yourselves or are sick. They simply draw to your attention things you need to attend to in order to maintain your body's health and well-being. They do not provide you with valid reasons to blame others or God for any pain or suffering you are undergoing, unless you are physically attacked. In that case, the practical response is to move away from the situation instead of engaging with it angrily and violently, either with your voice or physically. Conflict never resolves conflict, and your lengthy human history demonstrates that very clearly. So to repeat, you are love. There is nothing else. Allow yourselves to focus on the deep inner knowing that each one of you has that confirms this for you. All doubts, anxieties, negative self-judgments, and shaming come from your egos, which live constantly in fear because that is their nature and their purpose, and it is completely invalid. When you chose to enter the illusion, you created your egos to protect you from the apparent dangers with which life in form would present you. Their sole purpose was to pay attention to your bodily needs so that you could attend to following the love-filled spiritual paths you had planned for yourselves before incarnating. They can do that extremely well, so well that most of you came to trust them fully, and gave them the power to make decisions for you, but for that they have neither the ability nor the wisdom. It is time to lay them down and trust your hearts, which are, just like each one of you, eternally in the divine presence and at one with Mother Father God. Therefore, when you go within to your holy inner sanctuaries on at least a daily basis, remind yourselves that, in spite of any doubts about your worthiness to be in God's presence to which you may be clinging, you are eternally one with God, the infinitely loving source of your eternal existence, from whom separation even for the briefest of moments is completely beyond the bounds of possibility. As you make a point of frequently reminding yourselves of this divine truth, you will experience an arising awareness leading to a deep inner knowing that this is indeed true. Your self-doubts and negative self-judgments will start to dissolve, and you will find yourselves increasingly at peace and in a state of self-acceptance as your deep inner knowing of God's infinite and eternal love for you firmly establishes itself in your conscious awareness. With so very much love, Saul.